For some people, giving up alcohol can be a very daunting task and one that comes with a lot of fear and hesitation, reservation. I'm going to share with you some tips to help you start on this journey of moderating, cutting down on alcohol, or giving it up completely. The choice is up to you, of course, but I'm going to share with you the tips that I used and ones that worked for me when I first decided that I needed to cut down on drinking and eventually led to giving it up completely. Hello, my name's Jamie. I'm a registered nurse. I make video content on wellness and healthy lifestyle. And intentional wellness, basically. So, some wellness that we have to put some effort into. Before we get into the tips, I do want to mention that these tips worked for me and I want to share them with you, but I definitely don't want to downplay the seriousness of giving up alcohol. And so if you have any concerns or questions at all about this, please seek advice from your medical provider or go to the ER. Okay, so tip number 1. I want to share this tip with you because this is where I started in my sober curious journey. Well, let me real quick say I was a daily wine drinker. So I drank every day. Maybe it would be 1 glass of wine, maybe 2, maybe a bottle, but it was every single day. So when I decided that I was drinking too much, I did not want to give up drinking at the time. And so I started a calendar of sorts where I really had to map out my week and figure out what days I would allow myself to drink and what days I would not. So I had come up with, I will only allow myself to drink on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So that is where I start. Try starting there. Set a schedule for yourself and see how that goes. The next tip I have for you is for you to measure out your amount of alcohol, because if you haven't noticed, if you go out to a restaurant and you order a glass of wine, sometimes they're 9-ounce glasses of wine. And a serving of wine is 4 ounces. So a 9-ounce glass of wine is already over 2 servings. And if you have 2 glasses of 9 ounces of wine, you're having 4 glasses of wine in one setting. So measuring it out is what I would do. I had a measuring cup and I would measure out. I could have 6 ounces of wine tonight, and that was one of the things that I would try. I also incorporated a glass of water before and after the glass of wine so that I would remain hydrated. During this time of my experimenting with setting the calendar dates, moderating my alcohol intake, and trying to remain hydrated, I also started reading about people's 30-day dry, alcohol-free experiences online. So these were actually really helpful for me to read. People said what they experienced by quitting alcohol for 30 days. I stumbled upon a couple of 90-day challenges, which is kind of what I would recommend that you do. Do a 90-day challenge first, because 30 days really isn't enough. If you have quit drinking, you know you don't feel great at the 30-day mark because really your body is healing and you're extremely fatigued. But by 90 days, you do start to feel better, you start to see the benefits, you start to lose weight, your skin starts to look better, and all of that stuff. So I started to read and research in other people's stories of how it was to give up alcohol for 30 or 90 days. Tip number 4 is I really wanted like concrete evidence, proof on why I should give up drinking. What's the science behind this? And so I started reading about the health benefits of giving up drinking and sort of the detriments of drinking to the different body systems and how it affects your appearance. And I made videos on that too. I'm gonna link those at the end of this video so that you can watch those, but I started reading that. Now in this process of setting a schedule, moderating my alcohol intake and trying to improve my hydration, researching 30-day experiments, 90-day experiments, and how alcohol affects your health and appearance, it became very evident to me that I was unable to moderate my drinking. So, just to be transparent with you, my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule never happened. Couldn't do it. My drinking of the 6 ounces of wine that I would measure, I would say maybe once in a while I could get away with it, but I was basically white knuckling it on the couch for the rest of the night. So that's no way to live. And the hydration, no, who wants to drink water when there's wine nearby? So none of those worked for me. It became very clear that I had to give up alcohol altogether. And so now we're gonna get to the more serious tips of actually giving it up. So I had to decide that I was in need of quitting alcohol and I had to do it now. So just know that there's never going to be a good time to quit drinking. There just isn't. I quit drinking on December 8th. What does December 8th say to you? It says the holidays are here. There's holiday parties, work parties, New Year's Eve is coming. I had a trip to Maui planned for, I think it was January 4th that year, and it was gonna be right at my 30-day mark. There's no good time to quit drinking. So just decide on a day and quit. Birthdays will come, holidays will come. There's always something to celebrate. There's always a reason to drink. So you just gotta commit, pick a day, and quit. You also have to choose a perspective that works for you. So my good friend told me her story of how she gave up drinking, and she said that she just decided, I'm not gonna drink today. And then the next day, I'm not gonna drink today either. And the way she tells the story is like, and then it just ended up being a year later, I'm still not gonna drink. So she took it day by day. Me, on the other hand, I am a planner. I need concrete plans. And so I knew if I was going to make the choice to not drink anymore, I was choosing to not drink ever again. So I wasn't a one day at a time type of person. I was this is going to be my lifestyle from now on, and I'm committing to this change, and I have to figure out how to make it work. So whatever works for you. If you need one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, then do that. If you don't, choose something that works for you. Maybe for you it will be, I'm not gonna drink for this 30 days. And then at the end of the 30 days, see where you're at. Once I had made this concrete plan and I gave up drinking for good, I did start to research sober celebrities because it almost felt like they were a friend of mine. I know that they're not, but it felt like they were a friend of mine. And so I would read about their stories and then also look at their accomplishments, and it would sort of give me a sense of hope. I also listened to AA podcasts in the car. So I'm kind of an introverted person, and AA meetings really didn't work for me, but I liked listening to the stories, and I would listen to the AA podcasts. And then kind of what would seem to be a small thing is when I would go out to dinner, I can remember going out to dinner with my husband and ordering a soda water with like cranberry and lime, and the server brought it to me in one of those brown plastic cups. And I did not like that after years and years of drinking in this big fluted, wine glass. So I request to have a wine glass for my sparkling water or a fancy glass of some sort so that I feel like a fancy adult, even with my soda water and lime. And the most important tip is to be kind to yourself, because when you quit drinking, life has a lot of ups and downs, and you're gonna have to deal with emotions you didn't even know you had. Relationships will change. The way you feel about your job may change. So just be kind to yourself, be dedicated to your well-being. Every day remind yourself why you wanted to quit drinking, And anytime you think you might want to have a drink, sit there and play it forward. Play it forward and watch yourself after you have that drink and what will happen. If this is the first time you and I are meeting, I want you to know I have a lot of videos on this topic, and I am going to link my why I quit drinking and my what happens to your body and your appearance videos at the end of this video. So I hope you watch those too. Let me know your sober date, or if you're sober curious, in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best.